NSC Fan TV. Drew sitting down with Scott.
Hey!
About midweek.
Yeah, it's late in the week now, isn't it?
We're in the home stretch here.
Yeah.
Against Dallas, we had how many goals go in?
There's a lot of goals, man. There's 4 goals. I think that the only time that we saw 4 goals getting scored in games that we were in was then when they were on us this season.
I was gonna say.
So I was pleased to see, like, if someone said, yeah, Dallas is going to come here and it's going to be 4-0, going into that game, what would you have said?
I would have just laughed. I would have just laughed and said, with Ferreira on their side, no.
So I guess that's point 1, right?
But exactly. Ferreira wasn't out for them. That's a guy who's on the U.S. men's national team.
And it showed that they missed him.
That's right.
And it showed that they missed him.
That's right.
There were a lot of balls coming forward that kind of that were splitting the defense.
Yep.
And that speedy, canny, skilled player wasn't there. And don't know if he would have been able to make anything with them, but there were lots of cases where they were like, Jesus has got this.
And he doesn't because he's not on the pitch. yeah. And some of those balls came in from none other than
Paul Arriola, who's another fantastic player. And shout out to Dan Lovitz for really. I mean, Arriola did make some impact on the game. I think that there were moments where I was like, okay, that was a moment where he did something right. But not the kind of game grasping thing that we've seen him do before and in other contexts. So well done, Dan Lovitz, on Arriola. He's a quality player, and Danny shut him down.
That's right. Big up to my boy Lovitz, the man,
the lefty.
And let me also say, because Mukhtar was hungry for that hat trick.
How bad did you want to see that hat?
Hats off to the hat, man. I was ready for it. But he let Lovitz take quite a few of the corners.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, it was letting Lovitz take the corners because he's
like, I want to be on the other end of scoring.
He was like, yeah, you're going to take the corners from the other side too. It's like, this is a good lefty corner over
there too. That's going to be good. Yeah. And so I actually enjoy seeing Lovitz take the corners. I think
he's a good fit for set pieces.
Yeah, I don't have stats on it, right? We need Emlyn here. But, I think by and large, he gets the ball above at least the first man.
Well, right. Yeah. So this is. So first off, this is not to take away from any of Hany's set piece capacities because of. Did you see a goal go in that was over the edge of that wall and just shaking that net? And we're going to hold off just on talking about that first. On the Mukhtar roofer in a minute.
And
maybe we just got to get to it. We're going to talk about all the things.
Before we get there, though, let me say, Scott, my friend here, predicted exactly where that ball was going.
We were sitting next to each other, and I was like, "That's going to go top right."
What do you know? Where'd it go, guys?
It went top right. We were sitting there, and I was like, "I think he's going to go top right with this."
He went top right, and there was no way you could defend against.
Yeah, their goalkeeper was like, he didn't see the ball, I think, until it cleared the top left part of the line from his perspective. And by that time, he was just like,
I don't know. I'm flummoxed. I don't know where to go.
I'm flummoxed. I mean, do I die for this?
Yeah, I mean, is this a waste of my energy to even try? Like, where's it going? I don't know.
Yeah.
That was expertly struck. I mean, Mukhtar was hungry that game. He wanted the 3. He absolutely wanted 3 goals.
Well, so let's talk about the first goal then.
Okay.
His first goal, Mukhtar's first goal.
Okay.
That roofer. Just... And it wasn't from an angle that you would normally see a roofer.
No, it was from the right side. What the heck was that?
I didn't even know that. I didn't know geometry worked that way.
I was going to say, I've got to review my notes here.
It's parallel to the line. How's it get up and past a goal? It was amazing. I just thought it was out. I was just like, why did he kick it into the side netting? That's stupid. And why are people now acting like something amazing happened? He just kicked it into the side netting. I'm just I was in disbelief until they effectively put the ball at the midpoint.
I was why he'd scored.
Is the goalkeeper confused about this? Why is he not setting up for a goal kick? What is the referee doing with the ball?
What's he holding?
Everyone's so stupid here.
Yeah,
finally, that was an amazing goal.
Why are the smoke machines going? Why is everyone screaming?
That seems so silly. That could not have been a goal.
That angle was insane. That angle was insane. You don't notice that roof is from that far out of an angle.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy angle, far out. I mean,
it traveled the distance that ball had to travel. I mean, that was amazing.
That was a great goal. It was a great goal. It was a great goal. It was a great goal. I'm sorry that I doubted it. Like I wasn't actually savoring it until it was like way over.
I was like, hold on, that was a goal, and that was an excellent goal.
That was an excellent. I didn't believe it. It was like a miracle occurred to me, and I'm like, nah, you know what? I gotta put my hand. Call me Thomas. Call me Thomas.
Yeah.
Call me Thomas.
Oh, you pinched me.
Somebody needs to know a little bit of Christianity there to get that joke there. Yeah. Anyhow, so 2 great goals for Mukhtar.
That's right.
And so hungry for that third. I think everybody wanted to see it.
He wanted the third. He was vying for that third, and I think he deserved that third.
Yeah.
Their keeper shut him out from that third.
Yeah,
there were a couple times where their keeper
saves.
came out and did some excellent work.
So yeah, 4 goals went in, but their keeper was busy all night. In contrast, by the way, to just kudos to our back four. To our back
Ronnie, Zimmerman, the boys in the middle, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think it was you and Duncan talking about, or was it me and Marshall? Who was it talking about whether
all smart people got to say something smart in there.
I was gonna say somebody said something good there about Willis and Willis not having to make too much of an effort. Maybe it was Caleb.
Willis didn't have to do a lot. I mean, he was catching some crosses and some dribble balls back, and maybe a couple touches back. But
yeah, it was good to see him catch that. I remember that cross and him coming out. That's something that I think Emma's criticized him on, and not coming out and grabbing crosses when he should. I think he's
got the right body to do it, so
I think that's right. I think he's just his mentality is probably more traditional keeper.
Okay.
Where you just hold the line, whereas coming out more and being more active part of the defense is a newer role.
I wonder if there's also another element to this where it's like, look, if you got 2 guys who are in the middle who are so strong in the air, you're like, well, I kind of don't want to mess up their game. But
that's another point.
But I can't get into those details. But here's the good news: he didn't have to do a lot, and in some ways that was part of the thing that last season, with just how well our back four played so consistently, very few chances actually got taken on goal. Willis made saves when he had to, but for the most part, it was mostly the defense just being like, yeah, this is gonna, you guys are leaving here with zeros.
Yep. Clean sheets. And I think I love the Justice no chant, but I prefer when Joe doesn't have to do that. Because it means the defense is doing its job, the organizational capacities of our team are there, right, and everything's locked down.
Yeah.
I mean...
So, and I think that one of the other things is, it's been a criticism, but also a kind of a compliment to our defense, is that we've got a 4, we've got sort of pretty active folks who play on the outside, and that means that our 6s are really we play with 2 6s, our double 6s, but our 2 defensive midfielders then sort of do some shifting over, and that kind of hole plugging that gets played by our defensive midfielders was really creating space for the outside. So kudos to just the sort of the organizational work there.
Yes.
Both Davis and McCarty were coming over and filling spots really efficiently and really well. And playing good defense whenever they had to do that. So that was great.
That's right. And when you have wingers like we do and fullbacks, you want them down the pitch. That's one, actually, more thinking about, roles in soccer and how they've evolved. With like the old keeper setup versus new, more active setups, where playing out of the back is the ideal. I think that situations where the fullbacks get to go forward and become contributing factors to offensive play, like in their half.
Yeah, progressors.
Where they're running down. That's, I think, really, like you're saying, enabled by, just that you've got 2 guys locking it down, filling in the space they need to, and dropping back.
So one can step up into a distributor role, the other one can step back into a hole plugging role, and that allows a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
The drawback to it is that you don't have anyone coming up and playing an 8. And that's been in some ways the sort of the frustration that I felt with our offense. And in fact, I think that's one of the reasons why we see Hany, who often has to line up as a forward, ends up coming back in half of the game playing as a 10. Because that space just gets created by the fact that we just play with 4 in the back. They'll get some wing play, but the midfielders end up coming back instead of going forward.
And so as such, you've got to have some transition. I mean, you just can't have those holes in the middle.
Yeah,
and Hany knows that.
Hany knows that, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why half of the so many games you'll come back and like,
why was he?
Why is
there
why is our forward back there like effectively scooping balls off the top of our defense? And the answer is because that we've played in a way that creates that kind of space, and that then just requires somebody coming back and distribute and collecting. So that's that's the cost. And if the cost is that if it were, and again I'm inclined to think, look, if the deal is that we have some sputtery offense here and there, but we have stout defense, I'm willing to make that. I'm willing to make that trade.
And I think Gary, as we know is very willing to make that trade because that's his MO. I mean,
the stoutness of the defense has to come through, though.
That's right. One thing about this game in particular is that we didn't. I think Marshall made this point. I'm sure he made this point, but Gary didn't score 2 in lockdown. There was a bit of it, but overall we kept going forward. We pushed, and we didn't park the bus.
Yeah. So
that was actually. You have thoughts?
Appreciate it. I agree completely there.
Okay. I was like, wait, you don't agree?
No. I agree completely there. I think that I was pleased to see the hey, you know what, we got ahead. Well, let's continue playing with what got us ahead.
Yeah, let's push. Because look, we've talked about this time and time again. I can't think of the last major game this happened and caused us to lose. It's been so many. But we score and we turtle up. We give them a bunch of chances, and they do what we want to do to other teams, which is just cross, get little chances, and see what sticks.
Yeah.
And the more you do that, the more chances one of them going through and them scoring, is given.
Yeah, and I agree, and I think that crossing game, and I'll say this: like, first off, I am so sick of watching our crossing game.
That's something. Yeah.
And one of the things that I think changed that was Schaffelberg's play.
Oh, that's not. We haven't even mentioned. We mentioned only at the beginning.
Yeah. So first off, the goal that was great, and in some ways, the kind of something that came out of our a little bit more forward press on the front. But really, I think the thing that I was more impressed with was the dribble at the dribble right at the defense.
That was
because having been fans of this color for the time that I have, I've seen too many times where we've gotten the ball in a position like that, and again, I don't have a problem with hold up play, but it's always been hold up and push it wide.
It's been
hold up and push it wide.
Hold up, push it wide.
Hold up, push it wide, and then a chop inside. And Schaffelberg turned on that ball, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to dribble 3 guys." What the fuck?
No, see, that's the thing. No, think about this. A lot of teams who are really good have that kind of player who can just challenge. They're like, okay, I hate to do it, but I'm going to do it. Premier League reference.
Okay, here we go.
British Premier League reference. Wilfried Zaha. That dude gets the ball and he just runs at people.
He changes defenses. Zaha changes the defense.
Yeah, and then now they clear up the wing, so now things can happen.
Yeah.
They don't look to the wing and then we know that's coming, so we're just gonna sit here in the middle. They're running at him. He's running at them.
Yeah, and I think we've got one player that already does it. It's Hany.
Yeah, that's right.
Mukhtar will take a ball and it'll just be like, yeah, you know what, they're for you.
That's okay.
Chances are you guys are going to kick it away, but by this time somebody's going to come up here and it's going to be messy, and then something will happen. Or I might do something magic and dribble through all for you. Look at step overs. But Schaffelberg is someone who's just like, he just put his nose down. He's like, I'm going to dribble right at you guys, and you're going to have to do something, and you're going to have to do something really ugly. Yeah, and they did.
Yeah, that's right, and it paid off tremendously.
It did, right, and then. Stroke of Mukhtar magic, but but that was something that I was like, that's play that I really liked seeing. It's like, I agree. Like, I'm not saying box up the cross play or box up any of the sort of the hold up stuff, but it's like, man, that offense just moves so slow and it's so predictable, and we don't we've got guys, but like, again, because we've got our midfielders sort of hanging kind of back, let's crash the box with our other forward.
Nobody. Yeah, let's crash the box with our nobody. And Sapong's gassed by like 60, so if you need it, you're like...
I hate hating on CJ, but he's right. He's
gassed by 60 because he's harassing.
Because he's harassing,
and I think
that's the part of his game that I just love.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you can knock on it. I know we got people at home who are gonna say, CJ, where's the goals? You know, he's not good in there anymore, whatever. But I think he's still good in there. I think he's still really tall. That's not changing. And I think he harasses the shit out of the defenders.
I think that he changes defenses too.
He forces them to make hasty passes.
Yeah, we saw a number of those.
That is a virtue. It doesn't. I don't give a shit if he's not scoring. If he's harassing and running at them full tilt, and it's causing them turnovers, to mess up, discombobulate them, that pays off. Pays off. It's not just about goals. Yeah. It's not just about goals. It's about changing the structure of what they do. Yeah. They don't get to play the game the way they want to play it. Yeah. Why? If it's because of CJ and he doesn't score, that's fine. Don't score. Harass them. So long as that's disrupted. Long as that's disrupting, the problem is that then changes his play later in the game. If he's harassing, that's right.
If he harasses for 60, then he's kind of garbage by 70.
That's right. And so we typically know that he's going to get subbed off, but when he doesn't, it gets weird.
But then it gets weird, and it's partly because of the fact that, like, you know, look, I love me some Teal Bunbury, but him playing as a point guy forward, we're misusing him.
No, that's not right.
I like Ethan Zubak's game, but he's not. He maybe is sort of not on the level to be able to be someone's like, oh, we need an upgrade up front. I might take a gas Sapong over Zubak.
Really interesting.
I'd like to see a forward that we could bring on and just be like, look, CJ's gassed. Now we're bringing, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, like you see Zubak coming up, okay, we're like, here comes Luke again. It's like, a lot of running. So, so part of it is like, look, I like that part of CJ's game. I think that's his biggest kind of contributor to the team overall. But there are costs to it.
There are costs
given his age and given where he's at.
That's right. That is right. And I think about Zubak, I know one thing: he's fast.
He's fast, and that goal against Atlanta, is like a hot coal in my mind.
I'm like, he's got more.
He's got something. He's got that in him.
He can just get the ball, come on and just score. I mean, he's fast as shit. That dude's fast.
He's fast and he's smart and things like that. But
I mean, he's got 11 on his shirt.
He's got an 11 on his shirt, so we should use him as a dang 11.
I was gonna say maybe we use him as a point. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd take Teal over him though. Teal's Teal's hustle, Teal's skill, and I hate to see him on the bench because he was hot.
He was on fire. Yeah. What was that? 4 for
4, man.
That's insane. Look, he's close to that 5 for 5 from
He
was getting close.
Get to us the Happy Meal time, man.
Speaking of which, the chalupa?
Did you get a chalupa?
I didn't.
I didn't get a chalupa either.
Chalupa, but you could have gotten one finally.
Finally, a chalupa time. Yeah, I have to admit, I kind of don't like Taco Bell, so I don't care. Like I went the win, not the chalupa.
The most controversial opinion of the day. Not like you Taco Bell. That chalupa. Look, if you got the chalupa, put that down in the comments. How did it taste?
Yeah, tell me about your chalupa experience before and after, people. So don't tell me about after. I know. I know what after's like. Just don't whether you liked it or not. I know that you didn't like it afterwards.
Tell me about during. Let's stick to during. How did it taste?
Yeah. So last point is I want to talk about my favorite hustle guy. Well, I got two favorite hustle guys in one wheel, but then I want to talk about some Godoy hustle because there was that hang up like a 70th minute or something like that.
That's right.
And just tangle, and that ball popped out, and Godoy was like, his chin was this high off the ground, and he was getting his feet up under.
Yeah, he was digging.
Man, that was amazing. He stayed up. He might have ran on his hands and feet, maybe 20, maybe 25. Maybe 30 yards to just stay up and stay with that ball.
Yeah, and he did it. I mean, that's the kind of digging you need in a midfielder. That's look here.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Look.
I wanted to see Hany's hat like a gritty, just get the fucking ball, keep it with us, move. That I was like, that's why we're winning. That's how we stay with this, right? That kind of push.
And putting Moyle on, speaking of which, I did not expect to see him come on. I
so
really
you thought Schaffenberg was going to play the full match?
I was like, is he taking this man's job?
Why is he?
Is he taking this man's job? But then Moyle came on, and we saw some Moyle magic.
We saw some Moyle
magic.
He
didn't score,
but that's his thing.
That's
right?
okay though. You don't need to score. I mean, if I see Moyle shooting, I'm expecting.
If I see him shooting or taking a pen, then if I see him like hustling with the ball and making somebody make a stupid mistake or something like that.
That is, and then getting it in. That's what we need him for. And so I'm glad to see that he has not lost his job.
I don't think that Gary will just make a new position. It's just like he'll just be like, it's the will. Yeah, he'll change the lineup to find a way to get Alex on that field. I think that like if there's any player that Gary has complete fidelity to,
he has committed.
It is Alex Wheel. I mean, like there's Hany, and he clearly.
Like okay, Hany
I think that Gary's fate is tied to Hany's capacities, but
that's a scary thought.
I will say it again. We are and Marshall said it first, but we are one Hany Mukhtar injury away from being a wooden spoon team. We've made upgrades but like the team would just need a complete retooling of how things work.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we don't have the players to be able to step up. I'm just saying that like the way the team works, it's Hany does shit.
It's Hany feeder time. It's
Hany does shit, and then we either pick up the pieces if it doesn't work, or we fish the ball out of the net when it does.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. That's a good note to end on.
Yeah. So
I mean, in terms of this game.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if you have thoughts about the game coming up.
So we have to win. I mean,
we have to win away. We have to win away, which I mean,
we've got to win at home. We got to win at home. We have to win. We have to win some games against teams that are fighting with us on the table. I mean, the margins are so tight. There're just so many teams in that 33 to 39 point zone that like dropping points anywhere now.
It's
because we're all like it's like 6 points that could just drop us like to Kansas City levels, like we could like the down elevator is an express elevator right now.
Up is a crawl and a grind.
Up is a crawl and a grind, but down is
just down.
Slickery do, man.
Yeah.
So
we gotta win. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Gotta win.
Gotta win. Okay. I think I'm done.
I'm done.
NSC Fan TV. Thanks for showing up and watching.
Thanks for watching.